Hey guys, what's up? It's your friends Keith and James, Mr. James Curtis Thomas,
Hello.
our producer and engineer extraordinaire. Today we are live in the control room at Essex Recording Studios, and we're going to do a video demonstration on our brand new Atomic Instrument SBD S1 hybrid power supply that we purchased from Atomic Instrument Company. Big shout out to Norman Druce over there who hooked us up. And we're going to compare it to the original Solid State Logic stabilized power supply, model CF661E, that we've used to power our SSL SL6000E series console that came straight out of legendary BBC Maida Vale studios. Nirvana's been through this desk. A lot of major artists over the years have been through this desk. So yeah, this is the original rig that came with it. You can see the original computer supply, or the computer, the hard disks for it, and then, or floppy disks, and then the supply for the computer. We're just going to go ahead and focus real fast on the original power supply, what it sounds like, and versus what this one sounds like, and a few other things. The front panel, we'll go over all of that. But already, James, you've been using this thing for how many days now? A couple days?
Yeah, 2 days. We've had it on the console.
And before we go turn them on and do the sound test and everything, what can you say that you've noticed straight away between the two?
Straight away, noise floor. Noise floor is definitely reduced. I think there's a little bit more headroom, but you know, you definitely notice the noise floor, which is great, and the stability, obviously coming out of this opposed to this power supply. The other thing is the noise. Before, obviously, we have a machine room.
Yeah, on the other side of this wall over there, concrete wall or brick wall.
Where, you know, that's where this whole thing lives, obviously. But now this is so quiet to the point we didn't even know it was on.
No, and you have it tucked behind the desk.
Yeah, it's just tucked behind the desk.
Something I noticed actually is our UPS, or uninterruptible power supply, is louder than the power supply, the atomic unit.
Yeah, we can run this through the
UPS, which is great.
It's too much power.
Oh yeah.
We'd need to have another one where it's nice now, so everything's on the UPS in this control room.
Getting constant, perfect power. We don't have to worry about anything breaking.
No power cuts.
Yes.
Nice.
And I mean, this house that we're in for the studio, it was built in 1896. Yeah. So you can imagine just the horrors we have dealing with power fluctuations and brownouts and everything like that.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So this is really critical to have stable, good, clean power to our console, which is the brain, the lifeblood of the studio. Yeah. I like the hat you're wearing, by the way, too.
I'm endorsing that.
That's it. Cool. So let's go ahead and flick it on, and let's see let's see and hear the difference.
Okay. So should we start off with the?
Sure, if that's what you got plugged in, absolutely.
We'll start off with this. So you might see the lights flicker.
So you can hear those fans. Whew, I can feel those fans. Here's some vibration. I mean, it's not bolted in at the moment, but
no, it's an old unit. I mean, we actually just had this kind of serviced.
Yeah, it was serviced by Peter Higgs. Right? Peter Higgs came and recapped it.
There are issues with them, but they're known for
very common issues that they're known for having. But look at the size difference too. Look at just James, hold your hand out there. Okay, and then not to the other unit.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean the weight. I mean,
the weight is huge.
It's heavy. Right.
So you've got that. You've got some LEDs on the front. Right now nothing's plugged into the console. We just did it to power on, just to show you how loud this unit is and how big it is. And the power consumption we can't show you in a video here on the Samsung phone, but you're talking about something that runs probably $15 a day versus $1 a day is what we've read online. And I can believe it just based on just based on what we see on the UPS down there on the reading in the front. We get a really good gauge on how much this how much power is being consumed. Okay, so we can flick that off. Wow. Listen to that. Okay, so that's the old school SSL power supply. Now let's do the atomic.
So this is the atomic. It's kind of cool. Turn the power on, and then you have your startup switch. There we go. Now the idea behind that is that it's a soft start. So what's kind of cool about this is under the console you have your switches.
You power on the buckets, right?
You power on each bucket, and so what they suggest is that you leave all the switches on, because this has a soft start, so it gradually brings the power in
and gradually brings it off too when it shuts down.
Yeah, whereas with this, obviously you turn it on
and it goes boom.
Yeah, you have to do each bucket. So
and the power just goes instant. So it's a hard start and it's a hard stop every time. And again, the number one issue that these desks have are power supply related issues.
Yeah, that's a big issue. I mean, we've had issues obviously with the power supply where we had to restart everything. A bit like an old car, really, trying to get the clutch right, the choke.
Now listen to this. First of all, we'll go here. You can see there's no big fans on the sides creating a bunch of noise. We've got in here, it might be a little bit hard to see, but there's a fan right here, single fan there, and then the whole unit operates as a giant heat sink. And I mean, we've had this on for a few days, and it just doesn't get that hot. It's like it's not at all too hot to touch.
No, I was saying one of our API channel strips.
Our API channel strips get way hotter.
The whole desk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, just with one single modern fan, you have way less power consumption.
Good engineering, isn't it?
But let's be quiet for a second here and listen to the sound. It sounds like a laptop.
Yeah.
Like a really expensive, good laptop. That's kind of the noise you get.
My MacBook's louder than that.
Well, and that's a really good point, because we've got the MacBook and the iMac in here. So if that can be in the control room, obviously this can. But listen to how quiet that is. It just sounds like a quiet night. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So on the front, on the faceplate here, we've got our lights, just kind of like what you see over here. But this is what's really nice to have. This is your calibration for your positive rail, your negative rail, and your logic. And these numbers up here are indicating, I guess, what the voltage is here at the unit. Is that right?
Yeah. So when you put your power supply and have your console on, you've got to optimize the power going in. Now, with the old power supply, you can do this, and what you have to do is you have to take the top off, and then with a little gizmo thing like this. By the way, that we got that free with.
Oh yeah, that came with the power supply. That was really handy. Yeah.
You'd go inside, and then with your your meter.
You have to go find the right spot to do.
And then you've got to get. It's just a faff, really.
Because what happens is it's not simply enough to just plug in a power supply and turn the desk on. You have to regulate make sure it has the proper voltage. You have to calibrate it, and you need, I think, what is it? It's plus or minus 18.5, and then for the logic it's 6.5. So what happens is there's almost like signal or power degradation after you go from the unit through the.
You lose some when you. Plug in when you put the cable in.
The cabling sucks up at least half. They say at least half a volt. So you have to at least be, if you want to be at 18.5 there, you have to at least be at 19. And then there's of course all of the fluctuations with the desk depending on the console and how many channels your console has. So ours is a 32 channel. So this is where we have to be on this unit. So 20.35, 20.1, 7.11. That's where we calibrated it to get perfect power here. And I mean, that took 2 minutes to do.
Well, yeah, because what's great is obviously you've got the readout on here.
Right on the front, and you can dial it on the front. You don't have to open up the cover. You just stick the tool in there, you tweak it. I turned it a little bit while James had the multimeter. The instructions couldn't be clearer that come with it. It's absolutely brilliant.
And it kind of makes sense for something that, in a year or two or something, we might have to redo it again just because of electronics.
Or you go and recap the desk, and obviously
being able to get to it just so easily. It just makes sense, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant.
No,
Brilliant.
it's great. So I mean, you have the convenience of being able to calibrate like instantly. There's no noise from this. The noise floor was reduced dramatically. I mean, on the monitoring section before with this power supply, you could hear the noise floor pretty quickly, and now you really have to dial it up.
Oh yeah, nothing to say about this is obviously we can power 48 channels on this, can't we?
Yes, we can.
We've got on the back, if you have a look.
Oh yeah, I haven't shown the back.
So these are what send the power to the console.
Yes.
And those two. And yeah, so we can power a larger format console.
So if we had an extra bucket or whatever.
Yeah, whereas this has only got the one output.
Right.
You know, so assuming, you know, that will only power one.
So the power supply to a degree can grow with your needs and with your desk.
Brilliant.
And if you go onto Atomic's website, you'll see they make a variety of models depending on the channels. If you've got the 9000 series, uses a slightly different one. But just to give a demo side by side of the noise and the just the size comparison and the calibration, we just want to do a quick video for you guys and again give some support to a small company, family owned business there that's really working hard to introduce some innovations to the industry that saves everyone money, makes these desks and consoles last a lot longer, reduces maintenance. Just it's a type of innovation that we rarely see these days from small family entrepreneurs, and it's awesome. So we really want to give these guys our support. Yeah. Aside from that, James, anything else you got to say about the unit?
It works. It's good.
Well,
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. You know, I think I can see these going out across the industry. That's for sure. I mean, you know, they work, but if you can save money and if it's going to be better, I mean, why wouldn't you? It just makes total sense.
Well, if one just do the math. If one's $15 a day to run and one's $1, then eventually the unit pays for itself. They come with a 5-year warranty as well. Yeah. And if you go onto their website too, they've got like a family page where you can see all of the studios that are using these. And they're all over the world. I mean, there's one in Finland that's using it, tons in America, big names. Tom Lord Allergy, I think, was one of the names that we saw.
Is using one, you know, no, they're brilliant.
That's great.
Brilliant.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's our Atomic Instrument Company power supply, SBD power supply for our SSL 6000E console. You can see our studio names written right there. And I hope this was informative for you. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Lots of product reviews coming your way very soon. And if you stay tuned, you're probably going to see some really cool guitar videos because we've got about 500 of those on the channel. All right. Later, dudes.